I'm 100% certain that almost every single victim of Elaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein wants that list released. They want the truth to get out. Okay? And I'm going to tell you the reason why is because they never really got justice for what happened to them. And you can sit there and say it was all these years ago. I'm sure that they haven't moved on. Okay? I haven't moved on from my trauma from that either. And how I know this is because I too was a victim of being sold to old, nasty, skanky men at the age of 14. My story is probably a little bit different. In fact, a lot different than theirs, okay? I was a troubled teenager. I'm sure they were troubled teenagers too, a lot of them. But I went to go live with my mother, who I never really knew, in Florida because I was a troubled teenager. And during that time frame that I was down there in Florida, she essentially prostituted me out. And yes, I went along with that, okay? I wanted this woman to love me. I didn't know this woman. I was very troubled, and I would have done anything she asked me to. And in fact, I did something that I went along with something that is extremely shameful. And I don't even know why I should be ashamed of it, as I shouldn't. This woman raped me. And yeah, I went along with that. I allowed her to have sex with me, and her and this old man that she knew to have sex with me. Okay? And she raped me. I mean, I am literally her blood daughter, okay, who she gave birth to. I don't really understand how somebody could do that, okay, and think that that was perfectly acceptable or okay in any way, shape, or form. But that's what she did. And when I ended up going to the police station, reporting all of this stuff, they did originally arrest her. Okay, for prostitution. Well, for child prostitution, okay, is what they arrested her for. And she was released, and they allowed her to leave the state. She went from Florida to North Carolina, and she never went back to Florida, and nothing happened for a very long time. It seemed like a long time, and when you're a child, things do seem like a long time. But it was about a year. Okay, and over the course of that year, I mean, I guess they had picked her up in North Carolina after that for tax evasion because she was working, she wasn't paying taxes. Okay, she was being paid under the table, and that's what they picked her up for. And I went through this whole process. I don't know, whatever they are, the DA people came up to Wisconsin to do all of these interviews with us, and they were preparing us to head down there to testify and all of this other stuff that we went through. And it was the day before we were getting on a plane to go down there to court that she decided to go ahead and plead guilty to tax evasion. Okay? And that is really what she went to prison for. That is what the charges were for her. She did not get into trouble for raping me. She got in trouble for tax evasion. Okay? So I never actually got justice for what happened to me. And so that's how I know that these women want the truth to get out. They want some kind of justice. They want to know that other people know what happened to them, because it's what I would want. It's what I want. I wanted justice. I wanted it to be on there that she raped me. But no, that's not how the court system works. They let these rapists go with not rape charges. And I feel for them. And granted, mine happened by my biological mother, okay? Theirs were by extremely rich and powerful people who do have the means and could, most likely some of them would, hire hitmen to take them women out. You know, had they come forward and had they pressed it. Now, I mean, they probably feel a little safer, and here in a few weeks they're coming down to DC and there's going to be this big huge rally for them and everything, and they're going to tell their stories, and I think that's great for them, and they do want that list released to the public. Okay, they do. I guarantee you 90% of them victims want that list released to the public. They want the public to know what these monsters did. And that's the reality and who these monsters are. They want the public to know this because they never got any other kind of justice. And that is exactly how I know that these women want justice. And that's my 100% belief, and I will stand by that every single time.